combination. Like
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's reading vlog. In today's video, I'm going to be having a TBR reel to choose my reads of the week because I'm indecisive and I want to do a little reading vlog, so I thought this would be the best idea. So on the wheel there's going to be select different prompts, and whatever the wheel lands on, I'm going to have to pick a book relating to that prompt. So I have my good old iPad right here and there's a list of prompts. There's not too many because I am not creative and I gotta come up with a lot, but I have basically all the colors I think, and if it lands on that I have to pick a book that has that color on it. If you're, I have summary, which just means a summer themed book, like a book that gives off summer vibes. Audiobook, so obviously I just listened to the audiobook of it. Then under 300 pages, second chance author, which is a book by an author I've read before but didn't like the book, so I'm giving them, a second chance to redeem themselves. And I have first book in the series, starts with then we have fall vibes and winter vibes, so pretty self-explanatory. And then we have just fantasy and then romance on here because why not? Why not have those basic prompts? So I'm just gonna spin this and whatever and land on is the book I'm gonna be reading starting today. I don't have a lot of books with me because I just moved, but I do have my Kindle and then I do have a little stack of books right here. So yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna let you guys see first. So I'm gonna spin it. I probably should have landed by now. Yellow. Okay. Let's see. I don't know. Okay. Let's see if any of these are the main. Okay. This is already probably gonna be the big. This might be orange. This might be orange. This might be a stretch. I don't know. This is probably a stretch, but like this right here, like it's orange, but then right here it's like kind of. I don't know. That would probably be a huge stretch, but let's see if any of the books down here are also yellow that I could. Well, the big obvious one would be Better Hate Than Ever by Chloe Lee. This obviously is yellow and orange, so this is definitely a contender. This also has yellow on the cover a little bit, but I'm not really in the mood for this one, so I'm not gonna pick this one up. This has yellow, like her hair is yellow. Her hair is blonde. I think I would count that as yellow. I could read this one too. And then this one also is a little yellow, so this is definitely a contender. But okay, these are the physical books I have that I could possibly read. I have The Dream Hotel by Leila Lalami, maybe, and then Better Hate Than Never by Chloe Lee, The Devil She Knows by Alexandria Halfler, and then Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. But I can tell you now, I'm not reading this because that would be a huge commitment and I'm just not ready for that. And also I kind of want to do a separate reading list when the time comes that I do want to read this. So not this one, but let me know if you do want to read a vlog. I probably will make one. So it's between these and this one. Okay, this is like, I feel like this is yellow. I feel like it is yellow and I do want to read this one like a lot, but maybe I should read like a romance because I haven't read one in a long time. What if I just like read the first chapter of one of these? Actually, I've already started this one. Like I read like 4 pages of this, and then I also got a good chunk into this one, like 100 pages in during a reading slump, and just never finished it, and I was enjoying it. And then I just never have started this one, but I like the first book in the series. So these are all like really good. I don't know. I feel like I should do this one because it's the most obviously yellow. I think I might pick this one, but if I start it and I'm not feeling it, I'll come back to these options and probably pick this one just because this one's like mainly pink, and if I get pink, I kind of want to pick this one. So yeah, I think I'm gonna choose Better Hate Than Never by Chloe Lee for the first book of this video. This is like, I think this is, okay, all the books in this series are like Shakespeare's retellings. I have the first one right here, Two Wrongs Make a Right, which is, this one is Much Ado About Nothing, which I loved. What was the movie? I forgot what it's called, but it had Sydney Sweeney in it, and that movie was so good. Like I loved that movie so much, and I just thought the plot was super fun. And obviously that was also based on Much Ado About Nothing. And so when I heard about this one, and it was also based on that, I was like, okay, sign me up. So I picked this up and I loved it. I think I gave it like a 4.75. So good. So I mainly picked up the rest of the series, but like never actually read it. Like I bought them. So it's Better Hate Than Ever, which is a retelling of Taming of the Shrew. And then the last one is Once Smitten, Twice Shy, which is a Shakespeare's Twelfth Night retelling. But this one, all I know is the age gap romance, and we did meet some of the characters in the other books, but I don't really remember. This is following Christopher and Kate, and I think they knew each other for a while. Okay, yeah. So they've known each other for a while, but I also think it's like enemies to lovers. Age gap romance. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't read like romance in a while, I think. So I'm very excited to pick this one up, and I'll let you know my thoughts. I'm gonna use her. Oh my gosh, Okay, all these books, like, I don't know if all her books in general or if it's just a series, but a lot of them are kind of like more depth of them. Like, I think the first book, I believe one of the characters had autism. That was also a big part of the story. And then this one, it looks like one of the characters has ADHD and then one of them has chronic migraine, which I really love when stories like add representation like that, because I also have ADHD. And so I'm very excited to see how it's done in this book, because my ADHD is pretty bad. It affects me heavily in a lot of the parts of my daily life. And so I know I remember reading the last book and I thought that was really well done. So I'm wondering if I will also literally love this book because of that. Because when I connect to a book, I think even if the book itself isn't the best, I don't know, I feel like I still kind of rate it higher just because I connect with the characters and stuff. So I'm wondering. I'm very curious to see how this is done in this book. Also, the writing is so good. It's just like, sometimes it's too good because I'll be reading a scene from this book and it's like a goofy scene, and then all of a sudden there'll be like a quote that's like the best thing ever, and I'm like, this does not match. That came out of nowhere. Okay, I actually did not end up reading much yesterday. I got like 23 pages in, but this morning I decided to go on a walk, so I got the audiobook on Libby, and I'm actually really enjoying the audiobook. The guy who narrates Christopher is literally like so good. Like, I don't know, his voice is just so soothing and he just narrates it so well. And so I was really honestly enjoying listening to the audiobook, so I might listen to that a little bit more honestly, because I kind of have a migraine right now, so I'm a little struggling a little bit, but I want to get a little bit of this read today, because if I don't get this read today, like, I feel like I'm like not only read this book this entire video and then it's gonna be like, okay, well, that was boring. So yeah, I am enjoying it. I think the banter is really funny, and also when I was listening to the audiobook, usually like when like people interact in like audiobooks, like especially when you know there's romantic intention behind it, even though they was like fighting and arguing, because it is enemies to lovers a little bit. But anytime like people that I know are gonna be a couple interact, I just cringe out. Like, I just don't know why. Just hearing people narrate romance books, I'm like, but this one I'm actually really enjoying, and I'm having a headache right now from just talking to the camera, so I'm gonna stop for a second. But I just wanted to update you. I literally probably did not get much more, but I did read like 2-ish chapters, so I'll talk to you more when I don't feel like I'm dying. So hello, it is currently Monday afternoon, and I was reading before bed. Oh, okay, I lost just lost all the way. But I was reading before bed last night, and I just had some thoughts that I wanted to tell you, but I couldn't pull out my phone at the moment and record because I was too lazy and I was ready for bed. So, but with that being said, I am liking this book. I am enjoying it. It's a fun, silly, fun time. However, there's one thing about this book that is bothering me quite a bit, because it's like not really like, I don't know. I don't think it's bugging me enough to like affect the story really, but like, I'm just like, why was this needed in the story? Like, it's generally like, I'm so confused. Let me get to my place. Okay, I'm currently on chapter 21, which is 180. And so basically I was right. I actually never really told you what the story is about, but I kind of gave you a gist in what I knew, but I didn't really confirm it. But yes, it is enemies to lovers, and it is an age gap. They have a 6-year age gap, which is not the problem at all. They did know each other. Okay, so basically they were neighbors, and her family was close with his family, and then his family ended up, parents ended up dying, so they kind of like took him over, like, and so they kind of knew each other. So he knew her when she was fairly young, which isn't even the problem that I'm talking about. Like, I could get over that. However, they keep like having flashbacks in their mind of moments from their childhood, and they keep bringing up how young or old the other person was, and I'm like, okay, like, we get it. And then not even just that was bugging me a little bit. And then last night I was reading, and there was this moment where Christopher, he was having some thoughts about Kate in a setting where those thoughts were not appropriate, so he was obviously trying to combat those thoughts. So to try to get rid of these thoughts, he decided to think of her from when she was a kid. So I thought that was a little strange, a little interesting. Like, that was definitely a choice to add, but other than that, it is just a fun time. I don't think this is anything like mind-blowing as for now. I don't think that's going to change, but I am enjoying it. It is fun. I did read quite a bit yesterday, so I'm hoping to finish this today, hopefully. I think I could, because I think I could do it. I definitely think I can, because it is only like 1 o'clock, so I'll keep you updated, but those are my thoughts so far. Okay, so in this book, Christopher, he has... Hello? So in this book, Christopher has like chronic migraines. I've seen this happen where he had to like leave somewhere because he had a migraine, but he just like left without warning and didn't tell Kate. And then now I can tell this can be a huge miscommunication. I'm like, Literally just tell her you have migraines. Like, she knows you already have migraines, first of all. Just tell her you got one and had to leave. Like, this this is so stupid. Oh my gosh. Also, this entire premise of this book is they like kind of hate each other, but they don't actually hate each other, but they just bicker back and forth. But they all only like argue with each other because they think the other hates them. Like, but neither of them hate each other. So it's just like this entire book is a big miscommunication. So okay, as you just saw, I just finished Better Hate Than Never, and my thoughts for this one. It was good. It was good. I did like it. It was enjoyable. I had a fun time. I don't think it. Hi, kitty. I don't think it was anything like spectacular. There's a lot of things that did bug me. I was just like, whatever. But I didn't ever like want to not read this book. Like, I was enjoying my time while reading it. It just wasn't my favorite romance book ever, or just like my favorite like book in general. It just felt kind of like I felt like it was hard to connect with the two main characters and the relationship. Like, I just didn't really care about the romance too much. And this is a romance book, so obviously that's a very important part of the story. However, I just felt like I don't know. I felt like they were kind of pushed together way too fast. And I was just like, I feel like we didn't have enough build up of them. Like, I feel like it was just, I don't know, it wasn't really believable, their romance together, in my opinion, but it was a fun time. There was a lot of moments that I was like, oh, that's kind of cute, but that's all it was to me. I do think I'm gonna give this one a 3 stars, just because anything lower is like way too harsh, and anything higher is like too high, so I think 3 is a pretty solid rating for this one. I mean, I would still recommend the series. Obviously, nothing compared to the first book. The first book was obviously a lot better than this, because I gave that one a 4.75, but this one was still good, still solid, and it was still an enjoyable time. So now with this being read, I get to spin the wheel for a second time, and I did actually add a lot more prompts, because I actually stole some prompts, because Maddie Faber, I think that's how you say her last name, she has a link to her like TBR wheel in her video, so I stole some prompts from those and then just kept mine as well. So I gotta grab my iPad and then we'll spin for the second book. Okay. Oh my gosh, I hope you can still see it, because it's kind of bright, so I don't know if you'll be able to see the TBR wheel from here, but we'll try. I added a few prompts that I'll put on the screen, because I don't want to say all of them, but I'm going to bring this a little closer, and hopefully you can see, because it's kind of sunny. I don't know if you can see that right here. Hopefully this is a good angle, I don't know. Let me spin. 1, 2, 3, go! Let you guys see it first. Hopefully it's a good one. Okay, it should have spun, so let's see. I really don't want to read another a romance. Oh my gosh. I'm not in the mood for a romance after I read that one. I'm like, I need something else. Should I just continue the series? Because the second one sounds more interesting to me, but I don't know. I'll have to go. I'm gonna go in my room and see if there's any romance, and then I'll be right back. Actually, should I just take you in my room? I'll take you in my room. Let's go. Okay, hopefully this is like a good angle. I have no idea. It's kind of crooked, so I apologize. Let's see some romances. So obviously I have Once Smitten, Twice Shy, which is the third book, but probably have to read this one. But this one I do think is going to be better than that one. So, but I don't think I'm going to read it just because I feel like it's going to be too like similar in like writing style, because obviously it's the same author. And I have A Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. I actually have this one too, which I've tried to read 2 times, which is so funny because like I don't hate it. Like, I actually was enjoying it when I was reading it, but I stopped like 80 pages from the end of the book and never picked it back up. So I started rereading it again, and I was like, oh, this is so good. And so I still, but just never finished it. So the thing is, I really liked it, so I don't know why I was doing that. So if I'm gonna read this, I need to make sure that I'm going to finish it, because I don't want to have to reread it like 50 times. But yeah, I do have the second one as well, February Stew. And then I have this one, is a contender, The Devil She Knows by Alexandria Bellfleur. But you could read this one, because this is a little different. It's not like the traditional romance, so this one might keep my attention a little bit more. Okay, I think that's all of the romance I really have. I do have the good parts, which I guess you could say is a romance too. So there is romance in this, but I don't think that's the main thing, because it is a little bit different. It's like, I think it's mainly going to be contemporary with like romance in it, because obviously this book is, if you know the plot, it's a little different. So I don't know if this is technically romance, like kind of romance that prompt had in mind, but this is still like a contender. Okay, so I think it's actually going to be between, I do think this will be my read, but these are my options. I think I did start this one and I did like it, so maybe it is now assigned to read it. And also, this has been on my TBR a lot longer. Like, literally, this is a new release now, so I think I'm going to read this for another video, so I don't want to put this one in this one. So, I think the next book for today's video is going to be The Devil She Knows by Alexandria Bellfleur. This one is following, I did get a little bit into it, so I kind of know, but basically, it's a sapphic romance, and it's basically this girl meets, like, the devil, and kind of That's all I that's all I remembered. But basically, it says she's here to offer Samantha a deal she can't refuse: 6 wishes in exchange for one tiny trade, Samantha's soul. There's a glaring loophole in their contract, one Samantha fully intends to exploit, so she doesn't have to fork over her soul. After all, she only needs one wish to win her ex back. So basically, she's trying to win her ex back with these wishes. But then there's also this devil that she's gonna spark a romance with. So I'm very excited to start this one over again because I was enjoying it. I read this when I was in my massive reading slump, so obviously didn't finish it like usual, but I'm so excited to continue this one, and I'll obviously keep you updated. And I don't know if I'll start this today just because I literally sat and read like 180 pages of that one, so I might take a little break because my eyes hurt and I'm like so tired for some reason. I just feel like my throat hurts. So yeah, but I'll keep you updated. That might help a little bit, I don't know, but I have made a good progress with this. I actually ended up getting like pretty far last night. I got like 106 pages in, wherever chapter 8, and that was page 104, and I think that's exactly where I stopped last time, I believe, because I do remember getting through the first wish the first time, but that's all I kind of remembered. So I think that's exactly where I stopped because I do not remember anything about wish 2 at all, which is the one I'm in right now, and I'm so entertained. It's just so funny, and everything that's going on, I'm like, this is so bizarre. It's so funny because wishes, obviously, when she wishes for something, her entire like life is kind of changing based on these wishes. So we're basically seeing multiple different realities of her life, and it's just hilarious, especially since the way the demon is just shaping these wishes is hilarious, and I'm very entertained so far. That's all I can say. I don't know how like romance aspect of this right now because we haven't really seen anything romantic between them really. We've seen some banter back and forth that was kind of flirty in tension, but we haven't obviously had any romantic things between them because our main character Sam is still hung up on her ex Hannah, and that's kind of the plot. She's trying to get Hannah back, so she's using these wishes to try to get Hannah back. And yeah, so I'm really wondering what point she's gonna like stop wanting Hannah and actually want this demon, which her name's Daphne, and I'm curious in how the storyline's gonna go, because how are we gonna get from Daphne thinking, not Daphne, how are we gonna get from Sam thinking that this lady is a crazy demon to being in love with her? Like, how are we gonna get from point A to point B? Like, how? But I'm very excited because I feel like it's going to be really like, maybe there's going to be I don't know if it's going to get like, because right now it's really funny, but I feel like maybe it could get more meaningful towards the end, because maybe it's going to be, obviously it's going to be Sam realizing she doesn't want Hannah and she doesn't need all these wishes to make someone love her when someone's like literally perfect for right in front of her, which is the devil. Obviously the devil she knows, but obviously that's part of it. But I feel like it's going to have a deeper meaning of her realizing her worth in herself and not needing to go chase after Hannah, because clearly Hannah, she doesn't need Hannah, because right now I feel like she's gonna realize that she doesn't need Hannah to, you know, be happy, and that she can be happy on her own, or also with this demon, like this Daphne. So I'm very curious. This book is very different from a lot of the romance books because this one is like funny. Like, I saw someone compare this to, I started this one again in my reading slump during October, I think, of 2025, so last October, and I started with My Roommate is a Vampire, and I was having so much fun with that one, but I just never finished it. So I'll probably read that one again this October or like fall time, and I saw someone compare it to this, and I do agree that's 100% the vibe it's giving off. So if you like that book, I do recommend this one. And I know My Roommate is a Vampire, this is so off topic, My Roommate is a Vampire has like 2 other books in the series that are like super entertaining. Like, there's one that's like a road trip I saw that was like maybe summer vibes that I thought was really funny. That would be a really good summer reading book, actually, now I'm thinking about it. And then there's one that's like My Bodyguard, I think it's a Bodyguard or something, I don't know, off topic, but yeah. Okay, let me shut up now because I don't know if you even can see me, so I could be yapping for nothing. I did not talk to you guys that much yesterday, even though I basically almost read the entire book. I currently have like 60 pages left, so I'm just going to sit here and finish the book, and I'll come back to you when I finish it to give you my final thoughts on this book. Okay, that just spilled on me. Okay. I'm gonna severely regret filming this in the kitchen because it is like an oven in here. Like, it gets so hot. Like, the cool air does not come in here. But, well, we don't have air conditioning, first of all, so there's no fan in here, so that's probably why. But it gets extra hot in here. So anyways, I just finished The Devil She Knows, and I just wanted to give you my thoughts because I did not update you yesterday, but right after I filmed that clip for you, I picked this up. It just started getting so good, and I was just like,
whoa, because it like was good, but then it started getting like extra good, and I was literally in the car just reading it. And also my sister, she was playing You Look Pretty Sad for a Girl in Love, and I was literally about to cry reading this book with that album in the background. Peak combination. Like, I was genuinely tearing up. I was like, oh my gosh, because this book got way more emotional and way more deep than I was expecting it to, because obviously the cover is giving silly goofy, and I mean, it was silly goofy, but like it also was like not silly goofy at times. And it was, the message in this book was so good. I had so much fun reading this. There was like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it just, the way Sam was making all these wishes, and then just the entire arc of this book, like of Sam trying to get over Hannah and stuff, that was just so emotional. Like, for some reason, like I was reading some quotes about just love and Sam's journey going through these different realities and realizing self about herself and just about other people around her. It was just so powerful, and I was generally like, whoa, where did that come from? Because it was really funny and just goofy, and then all of a sudden I was like tearing up, and I was like, oh, that came out of nowhere. But this was so good. This was just so fun, and I was just sitting down all yesterday just wanting to not put it down because it was so good. One thing about this book, though, is honestly, majority of this book, I would say, was honestly just literary fiction, which you're probably like, what the heck, because you can't imagine those words coming out of my mouth while holding like a book with this cover. But it generally was like, I feel like the romance was really like a side plot in this book, 100%, because majority of the story was basically just the journey of Sam, you know, trying to get over Hannah and stuff, and that was basically the entire plot. Obviously there's some flirty like banter back and forth, but that was basically it until like we only had like, we got to page like 230 or something, and then we got like, they got together, and I was like, whoa. So I feel like that was like really weird, because not weird, because I like enjoyed every part of it that I felt was more literary fiction rather than romance. It just like, all the blurbs for this was like this one says, oh my gosh, all the like quotes on this book of people like reviewing the book, like from other authors reviewing this book, none of them mentioned how like deep it actually was. They all were mentioned like how like sexy and like stuff like that, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, sure, like it was, but like it also was like very deep for majority of it. Like the romance really only, like, I would say like if you're going into this book thinking that it's gonna be like a romance, like majority of the time I feel like it wasn't. Like, I don't even know like how to explain it, because I don't want to like give away anything that really happens. But so that was my only thing, is I feel like a lot of the romance of this book, I felt like we didn't have enough time to really, obviously I did root for them because I rooted for them individually as different characters. So when they like got together, I was like, obviously I rooted for them, but like I felt like we didn't learn enough. Like, I feel like we kind of just jumped to them being together. Like, obviously, yes, as I said, there was flirting and like banter and stuff, but that was it. Like, it was barely any flirting. Like, there was flirting, but majority of Sam's thoughts was just trying to get back with Hannah. Like, obviously we could see Daphne was flirting with her a bit more, but that was like it. And then all of a sudden they just like get together, like less than 100 pages left of the book, and I was like, honestly, if I was reading this book and didn't know there was gonna be a romance in this book, I probably wouldn't have even guessed that they would have really gotten together. Like, that's how little romance there was in this book, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. Like, there still was romance. Like, I'm not like saying this is like not a romance book at all. Like, there still was romance in this book, but I feel like it was so much more than that, and I feel like it should have been like, more people should market it as that, because I fell in love just with the story of like, this was just such a fun idea of like someone going to different realities. Like, there was one where one reality in particular that was like the third one, I think her third wish. Literally, I literally sat down and was like eating that up, because it was so good, and just like the message behind it was amazing. And I don't want to say anything more because I fear I'm reaching spoiler territory, but I just had so much fun with this one. But also, like, it was just so deep, and there was even times where I dog-eared two quotes in this book, which I dog-ear my books when like the quote is like really, really good, and not just like, oh, like I like this quote or it's good. Like, no, it has to be like, I want to get this quote tattooed on my body, and I had two in this book, which I would not expect from this book at all. And obviously I can't read them to you. I wish I could, but I can't. But it is so good, and I really enjoyed this one. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna give this one a 4 stars. It is so good, and I definitely do recommend it. I just think it was so fun, and just like the message behind this book was so like something I didn't expect to come out of this book, and I really thoroughly enjoyed this one. And I'm so glad I decided to pick this up and actually finish it this time rather than stop like 100 pages in. And I just loved it. And this author, I went on her Goodreads to see like other books she had, and I realized she's author of, I think it's like Written in Stars or something, and I've seen that book ever since I started getting into romance. I think probably back in like 2021, maybe 2022, when I really started getting into romance a little bit. And I saw that book, and that one's really popular, and I've always just like had that in the back of my mind, and I didn't know that she was the author of that one as well. Anyways, I'm very happy I decided to pick this one, and even though I was like really not wanting romance, I'm really glad I got this one, because I loved it. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, that's all my thoughts for this one. And now it is time to pick the next book. Oh, hi. Kitty came to say hello. Hi. Oh my god, okay. I didn't add any prompts this time, so it's the same as last time. And so I'm just gonna spin it, and let's hope it lands on something good. I also have, I think I might bring some books back tonight from my other apartment, but I'm not, just because there's like so much over. I have a few other books that I haven't read over there, but majority of the books that I like on my TBR are here, but there's a few over there that I might want to grab, and also I just want to start getting things going over there because I feel like I didn't bring that much over until like we have like less than a month, and then we can't be in another apartment, so I kind of need to speed it up. But I might go over there, but I'm not sure just because like it has been so smoky, like really unhealthily smoky outside, so I don't know if I want to like walk outside in that type of weather. But okay, let me shut up and actually do this so I can actually start the next book. But okay, as always, I actually can kind of see it in the reflection, so I'm gonna turn away. I'm gonna look up. Okay, it got picked. Let me see. Okay, so actually I'm deleting this prompt because I'm not doing it again, because if it repeats, I'm not doing it again, because that would literally not be fun if I just like got the prompt again. So, and also my challenge, and I can do what I want. So I'm gonna respin, and let's see. Okay, I think it stopped. Think okay, well, I don't know if you saw that because I got an ad on there, but it says think will be a high rating. This is like a good prompt. This is a good prompt because obviously if I think a book's gonna be highly rated, it probably will be most of the time. Most of the time I'm right. I'm gonna go check over there, and then also on my Kindle, and then also just maybe go back home to see, back to the other apartment to see if there's any over there. But I'll probably just read a little bit tonight, not too much, but I'll come back to you when I have my pick of the book. Okay, so just a little update. I cannot go to the apartment, I don't think, because they probably got way worse, so I don't want to, you know, be out there walking for, like, not a really important reason, so I decided not to. So I'm either going to find something in my Kindle, but I do have two here that I could possibly read. I have The Dream Hotel by Leila Lamani, not Lamani. Layla Lalami, I think is how you pronounce it, and my mom read this one and loved it, and she said it was, I think she gave it 5 stars, I believe, and just the premise is super interesting, but basically it's like a dystopian kind of like world, which I've been loving lately. Like, I've been loving dystopian worlds, like, not necessarily in fantasy, like, they can be in fantasy, but like, just like any world. I read The Merge, which I really, really like, or there's some other books that I don't know off the top of my head, but I'll put them up on the screen because I've just been loving that type of vibe of books, and I feel like this will give off the same vibe, because when I like the vibe of The Merge and stuff, my mom actually recommended this one and said it was really, really good. So I was like, okay. So she actually got it for me so that I could read it. I was like, okay, great. But yeah. And then I also have The Good Parts by Evan Normandin. But I'm also, I do want to read, I have another video planned. You probably already can guess what it is, but this is a new release, and my mom sent me the, like a picture of this before it came out. I was like, have you heard of this? And I was like, no, I haven't. And then so I read the description. I was like, oh, that sounds so interesting. So this could be a contender, but since I want to read it for another video, like, I don't feel like it would be good because then I wouldn't be able to say much in this video. And also, I think I might look on my Kindle for options, but if I can't find anything on my Kindle, I definitely will be picking up The Dream Hotel, because I definitely think this could be highly rated because it has a lot of the plots that I really enjoy when reading a book. So yeah, but I'll look at my Kindle and I'll keep you updated on what I decide to read. Okay, I think I'm not gonna end up reading something on my Kindle just because I feel like if I read something on my Kindle right now, I generally would fall asleep. So I don't want that to happen. So I think I'm gonna stick with The Dream Hotel. I'm very excited to read this one because I have really, really high hopes. So hopefully it doesn't let me down. Okay, so I just filmed a little TikTok that I haven't like filmed a TikTok video in like ages, like that like actually took effort. So I'm gonna be editing that for a bit, but then it shouldn't take that long to edit because it's not gonna be that long of a video. And then I'm gonna probably just sit down and try to read all of The Dream Hotel, well, majority of it today, because there's like nothing else I can do because the weather outside, it's still really smoky and the air quality's not good, and for some reason it's bothering me. It usually, like, it's always gonna like smoky this time of year usually. Back in 2020 it was really bad, like it literally looked like Stranger Things outside. It was crazy, like the upside down, like that's where we were, and it didn't bother me then, but somehow it's bothering me now. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to do this. I'm currently watching Sarah Crowley. I don't know if you can see it on the TV, and yeah, I'm just gonna sit down and edit that clip of my video and hopefully get it up today, maybe, or tomorrow. But yeah, sorry if you cannot hear me. I don't know where my headphones are. They're not my headphones. My headphones are right here. I don't know where my microphone is. Like, I looked everywhere and it disappeared. So I'm gonna have to do this without the mic. And I turned the fan off just so you guys can hear me, even though it's very hot. So this is gonna have to be quick. But I have really barely read any of this, but I'm on page like 28, I think, and things are being revealed, even though I swear I read the back of the book before I started this book, and then things are being like revealed and stuff, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like new information, and I was like, okay, crazy. And then I read the back of the book and I'm like, oh, it literally says in the back of the book. So
I don't know how I missed that. But basically, there's this thing called the Risk Assignment Administration, and I just got introduced to this. So like, I could be a little bit off, but I think they're like, they give everybody like a number, and if your number's too high, that means you're at a risk to be unsafe and like be a criminal. So Sarah is at the airport. She just landed, and then they have these like at the airport specifically, they have like face scanners using AI, and they scan the person's face, and then it shows them like the rating and everything about them, and then the AI like lets them know if they're safe to pass, and if your score's too high, you get stopped. And so Sarah was at the airport, and she just landed, and then she like does everything, and then the agent comes over and is like come with me, or like scores like a little like pretty high, and she's like, what the heck, because she knows her score hasn't been high in the past. And so that's where I got right now. We're currently getting 2 different timelines as of right now. Kind of the first chapter was her while she was at this what is called retention center. She was currently there, been there for a little bit, I don't know how long. And then the second chapter was how this all started, so her at the airport. And then now in the third chapter, we're back at the retention center, and a new girl just arrived, so I think that's gonna have something to do with it, clearly, because that's, I'm pretty sure it says that on the back of the book too. But I'm like genuinely so intrigued to see how this is gonna go, so I'm just gonna sit here, and I'm gonna like literally have not read much of this, but I need to like want to finish it tomorrow so you guys can see my reaction to this, because tomorrow would be like the last day of this video. So I'm gonna try to sit here and read as much as possible. It is currently like 8:30, and I'm gonna sit here until I get at least 130 pages in. Okay, I'm probably not. I'm probably lying to you right now, but I just like really want to finish it, so I'm just gonna sit here and try to read as much as possible. I literally got my soda, and I'm ready to go. This is all I need. So good. It's so good. Anyways, okay, let's get to reading. Okay, so it is currently now Saturday afternoon, and I did not talk to you all yesterday because I literally read 12 pages. So that means I actually did not get even really that close to finishing The Dream Hotel. I got like 100 pages in. Well, actually I got 88 pages last time I talked to you, and then I read like 12 pages yesterday, so that, you know, is page 100, and I am enjoying it. That's really not why I did not finish it. I just think, you know, when you put like so much pressure on a task to finish something, you kind of just don't want to do it anymore. And that's kind of what was happening. I was putting pressure on myself to finish it yesterday, and I just didn't want to pick it up at all. Like, and I feel like if I tried to continue, it would have ruined the experience, because do you know when you want to do a task, say you're gonna do the dishes, but then someone tells you to do the dishes, and now you're just like, well, no, I don't want to do it anymore, even though you're planning to do it in the first place. That's kind of how this was. I just didn't want to put pressure on myself to finish this book and this video, just because I didn't want to ruin the experience, because I do think I'm gonna have a really good time, you know, with this, because I am currently really enjoying it. So I didn't finish it, but I did get 100 pages in, which is still pretty good. And yeah, so I don't really have much more thoughts on this one, because I didn't read much more than what I was telling you on Thursday. But yes, thoroughly enjoying this one, and I'm very excited to continue reading this, and you'll just have to hear my thoughts in another video, because I am not finishing it in this one. But just a little quick recap of this week. The first spin I spun was yellow, and I got better faith than ever, and I ended up rating this with 3 stars. It was enjoyable. That was all it was. It wasn't anything spectacular, but it was a good enough time for what it was. I spun a romance, which I got The Devil She Knows, and I love this one. It was just so fun, and I really do recommend that you pick this one up, because it was so fun and enjoyable, and more people need to talk about it, I think. And then obviously, as I was saying, I got only 100 pages into The Dream Hotel, and the prompt for this one was a book I think will be highly rated, and I do still stand on that, even though not a lot has gone down yet. It's just the writing, and just like, it's really character driven as of right now, and I think that's always so refreshing to read about a book. Like, when a book is character driven, it feels like it's not trying too hard, if that makes sense, because I feel like sometimes I read such an action-packed book that is so action-packed from the get-go, and sometimes it feels like they're trying to pack so much into the first like 100 pages so that you like to try to make the book really good, and then it kind of feels like gimmicky. But this one definitely does not feel like that. It is just always so refreshing to read a book that is super character driven, and I really appreciate this one and appreciate how the author is writing the story. But yeah, so these are the books that I read in today's video. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around to hear me yap and just chat it up in this video, because I think this will be my longest video just based on all the footage I got. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you in my next video.